the people with the knowledge is not the people that control all the platforms, like the media, this and the third. So it's like, you dig, like, you gotta finesse your way in there, you know what I'm saying? Because it's real, like, it's a war we facing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, for a nigga to be trying to be, you know, like, it's real, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I just gotta try to finesse and do what you gotta do to try to get in and you fit in.
Well, you've done a lot of stuff, right?
For sure, you know?
For example, like, you've worked, you know, with other god bodies like Raekwon and them.
Yo, shout out my nigga Young RAZ FRESCO in the building. I know y'all know that nigga. That's my nigga representing the guy.
Right? How did that happen? How did that collaboration happen?
Yo, it was the time when he was doing his thing in the city with the Ice H2O thing or whatever.
I remember.
You know, and like, I was just doing my thing and reached out, you know?
Yeah. And you guys were in the studio together when you did that track them times then, right? Nah, eh?
But we was together mad times and shit. Yo, were you ever one of them times with Trinity in the office and shit?
Yeah, we was there kicking music, smoking blunts, just talking about rap.
You know, but yeah, now one day I was just chilling and shit, and then I got I think a text or an email. He's like, "Yo, send a beat," because he had sent it before, say he's gonna do it and shit. And then she sent a verse and shit, and I was like, "Oh shit, this nigga Raekwon's on."
Dope.
That day was crazy.
And you work with Boot Camp, right?
Yeah, this some shit with Buckshot.
Ruler, come here, true schooler. Yo, I give a fuck if you fail this.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was working with Sean Price before he died and shit.
R.I.P. Sean Price.
Sean Price.
So, like, how did you link up with Juha and all them men? Because I know Juha is the man behind the scenes who runs that.
Yeah. Just on a production tip, I was doing production for some artists, and he heard about my music, and then hit me up, and then we was in NY, and then we linked up. We talked and stuff, and I was building with him for a minute and stuff. It was crazy, you know what I mean? We was building, and then we was kind of seeing eye to eye at that point, and then, you know, like, the musical relations just followed after, you know? Yeah, I did a distribution deal with them.
Okay.
And you know, some co-management.
Yeah, and even I was mentioning in the beginning in our intro, like, the work there, the tour with Joey Badass. How did that all come together? Because, like, there's a lot of artists that, and sorry, before you tell us, there's a lot of artists who are trying to get into the game. There's a lot of people who are, their YouTube views is the mark that they make, and they're like, I'm done. But you're doing shows and stuff like that, and a lot of people are like, yo, how do we even get into these situations, right? So this is why it's important, like, these questions, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people haven't gotten to do the things that you're doing, though. So how did that happen?
The Joey Badass.
Networking and shit, you know, it all just comes together after time of networking. Like, you know, like, for instance, with the Duck Down situation, like, the building that they're in was a building that other media things is in that I had been to before in New York, and knew certain people in the building, and this, that, and the third, and you know what I mean? So that made it more kosher when we finally linked, you know what I'm saying? And this, that, and the third. So it's like, you got to network. Like, when I was 16, 17, like, I was like, yo,
right now?
I'm 23.
All right.
So when I was like them times, I was like, yo, fam, a mega bus ticket costed like $80 to go to New York. That's a quarter of weed. So for a quarter of weed, I can go to the next country. And then I had some fams out there, whatever. So I was like, okay, I can stay with them. I don't have to pay for room, whatever. Like, $40 Metro Pass. Okay, I'm booming. I can go everywhere in New York now, bro. This, right there. And I'm like, okay. So I just, you know what I mean? I went out there, and I was just linking with different people and networking. And at the same time, you know, the holiday shit, I'm working with DJ Holiday. You know what I mean? I was just, you know what I mean? I just went out there. I was like, you just gotta go out there and shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go out there. You know what I'm saying?
Make it happen.
No, definitely.
That's impressive.
And you put out 2 mixtapes by age 15. How the fuck do you do that, dog? Tell me about that, bro. Because guys at 15 are not thinking like, yo, I'm gonna put together one mixtape.
What about the Badass situation? How did that come? The same way networking and stuff, right?
Yeah, you know. So like, he knew about my music and shit before, like, because if you can go to like one of the first articles they did on this nigga, like, who is Joey Badass on Complex and shit. And then the article, it says, they're asking about collaborations and shit, and it says some shit like, he's like, I'm working with some people who I was following before my buzz. And he mentions my name and shit, whatever, because he knew about my shit from before. Like, in it from before, you know what I'm saying? Dope. So then, boom, he's doing his thing, whatever. And at the same time, I'm doing shit with Duck Down shit, dug down behind the scenes. They handle some work for cinematic, boom, boom. So I'm saying, like, the situation just came together like that.
Yeah.
You know?
So the quick question: did you get to meet Capital Steez before he passed?
Nah. Rest in peace, though.
Rest in peace,
rest in peace,
Capital
Capital
Steez.
Steez. So you're 15. You want to make not one, 2 mixtapes.
Yeah.
Like, why? How?
Hold up,
Like,
was
I
that-
don't
was
understand,
it-
bro.
I
Like,
don't
I
know,
just.
hold on.
You have to
it-
do the math.
5 plus 9. Hold up. It's like 22, 2010. Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah, they both dropped, and I was 15. Yeah.
Okay, so what makes somebody at that age say, "Yo, I'm gonna put out a mixtape"?
Not one, but two.
But
Because I
two
felt
of
like
them.
it.
Yeah. And, okay,
That's the best answer, though.
no, but how did that mixtape come together? Like, what was the process? Even
Making
at that
beats,
time.
do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So you
shit.
produced the beats on both mixtapes?
Yeah, I produced basically the whole shit.
Not basically, nigga.
Basically not, because the second
Oh,
they
Layth
stuff had
stuff.
freestyles
Yeah, you
and
had
shit
some
on it,
industry
the
joints
holiday
on
shit.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, I
That's
basically produced
dope.
the whole
That's
thing.
impressive
Then
at
after that, I
15.
did the tape with Don Cannon and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Cannons.
impressive.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Niggas wasn't even doing Cannon tapes out there like that back then. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Out here like that. Niggas wasn't doing Cannon tapes and shit. But
Yeah.
we did the Cannon tape after that, and then boom. You know, Kiki Pox. Yeah, man, you know, just putting out projects, you know, grinding. Got way more projects to come. Just did this 410 North project.
Okay.
You
Tell us
know what
about
I'm
that.
saying? Shit, I just put that out July 30th, you know. Shit, man. See, that project, basically, that's my the last project I did before that, How You Survive Through Life Every Day.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I put that out last year.
Okay.
Like, was it like August, basically?
Yeah, so
No, basically.
no. That was before. That's
It was before.
It was like May or June.
It was like May, June, yeah, basically. I put it out,
Okay.
and then I did the tour in Japan. I went to Japan last year and
nice.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I did like
What
was
5
that
shows
like?
and shit. It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? I'm there in Japan with the Japanese people and shit, you know, the shows are nice, you know, like
Yeah.
one or two of them was like sold out, you know what I mean? Couple hundred people venues and shit, you know, so it's like, but it was nice still, like it was just a crazy experience. I was going to different cities in Japan.
That sounds so
It
dope.
was dope. You
Yeah.
know, like,
So what is like the rap scene like out there in China or Japan or whatever? Like are they like the rappers? Like you've obviously probably met rappers, so they're rapping in their own tongue. So did you collab with any of those artists?
yeah, 1, 2,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So what like the translation barrier, I guess, doesn't
Nah,
really...
like so the niggas I was in the studio with, like, you know what I mean, they had like they could speak English.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, you know, so
It was
you
a
know
good
what I mean?
vibe.
They could, yeah, like it was just peace, bro. Like, man, it was dope, man.
Yeah, man. Who were some of your influences, man?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
very
all
good
that.
question.
All that shit. Hold up, before you get into that, I just want to talk a little bit more about the 410 North project since you asked me
Okay,
to
yeah,
speak
go
on
for it, man.
Because the reason why I brought it up is because, boom. See, before I even went to the tour in Japan and shit, right? It's like throughout the year, I was going through mad different shit. You know what I'm saying? Different legal shit and this, that, and the third, which is kind of like had me. Yo, that's that nigga's text alert.
Bomb, bomb,
Make
bomb.
us-
R.I.P. Nate Dogg. Yo, that was
R.I.P.
so
Nate Dogg.
proper. R.I.P.
Roll
Nate
me.
Dogg.
I'm dead. But yeah, basically, long story short, like, you know what I mean? I wasn't even like focus on my music and shit like that because I was just caught up in so much other shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I went to Japan, it was like really like a crazy eye-opening experience. You know, like, yo, focus back on the music, whatever. So when I came back out here, I was trying to, you know, just deal, like, you know what I mean? Just get focused on my music and shit and get less caught up with the shit that I'm dealing with, you know, whatever, boom, boom, boom. But then I ended up getting knocked in November till January. You see what I'm saying? And I was on house arrest basically till July, and then I came out in July, and then fucking dropped the tape.
Right.
And the tape basically was just so much shit I was going through the year, you know what I mean? The whole year, the year before.
Year prior.
And just mad different. There's just so much shit that was going on that, like, you know what I mean? If you were following me in my career or whatever, and this one the third, you'd be like, you know what I mean? It just sums up a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? During the period, I feel like. Basically from now till when I had dropped the Pablo Fresco Bar album, with that album with Raekwon, and, you know what I'm saying? That album and shit like that. Like, I had dropped certain shit in before, like certain shit in between.
Right.
But That this 410 project that just dropped really sums up a lot of the shit that I was going through. You know what I mean? And like real life and shit like that. I feel from
That's dope.
since then till now. You know?
Yeah.